Hello po, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon to our brothers and sisters. Parang habang nakikinig ako sa mga sinasabi niyo, parang mas alam niyo pa yata ang chapter 1 kaysa akin. Kinakaba ako ni Celine. Anyway, yeah, all of what you have said is really right. It is the chapter wherein we can understand our connection to the Creator. Okay? And this is really very important kasi dito natin maintindihan kung sino nga ba talaga tayo. And also we can understand what are the things that we needed to do in order for us to really become the substantial image of God. Aju? So, in these 21 days that we have, actually, you will be having a lot of lectures. Okay, I will just start it and then later on you can hear from other lecturers na nandito ngayon na magbigay din sa inyo ng lecture. Okay. So, hindi po throughout 21 days is I will be your lecturer. I will just pick some, I will be joining you, but sometimes I will not give lecture din. Okay? So, and I believe na last time, ang tinanong sa atin last Friday is, what is the principle that true parents have brought us? Do you remember that question? Who can remember? Can you please say I in the chat box?
Brothers and sisters, please make sure to participate with the questions of our lecturer. Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, in this 21 days, we will not be hindi natin ibagsak lahat sa isang session lang. Kumbaga, unti-unti natin. Kaya nga itong process natin na to is we will be studying the divine principle together. Okay? Hindi yung katulad ng regular seminar na dapat lahat ng information makuha nyo sa isang bagsakan. Hindi ganon. Kaya nga, yung ginawa namin is yung chapter 1, it is divided into 2, chapter 2 divided into 2. Other chapters, even chapter 3 is also divided into 2. And then the rest, yung mga short lectures is isang chapter sa isang session. Pero even though isang chapter sa isang session, what we are using is the 3-hour manual na ginagamit natin or yung 3-hour manual na book natin. Okay? Kasi I believe na once we will study the 1 hour, 3 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, magkakaroon tayo ng parang gradual learning and understanding and also gradual practice of the divine principle. Aju? So going back to my earlier question, di ba? Last meeting pinag-usapan is merong tanong na what is the principle that true parents have brought us? And dito natin makukuha yon, maintindihan yon. Okay. Na clarify ni Father o nagbigay siya ng new expression of the principle of the whole universe centering on the principle of creation. Okay. So to begin with, let's start with part 1 of the divine principle because the divine principle is divided into 2. Okay. Part 1 and part 2. Pero kung titignan natin, it is divided into 3 major parts. One is the blueprint, the principle of creation. Second one is the problem, the root cause of the problem. And part 3, okay, it is the solution to the problem. So it is the way how we can go back to the original plan of God. Pero dito, it is divided into 2, okay, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 composed of 7 chapters from principle of creation up to Christology. And then part 2 is dun na talaga yung restoration hanggang second coming. And ang base ng study natin is based on the exposition of the divine principle, three-colored. Okay, so to begin with, let's start by understanding what is the principle, is the universe being created? And we all know that throughout history, this has been a question. Okay? Sabi nga niya dito, throughout history, people have anguished over the fundamental question of human life and the universe without arriving at satisfying answer. Hanggang sa ngayon, we're still asking, what's really the purpose of my life? Why am I here? Tama po ba? Even nga minsan, nandito na tayo sa movement, pagka naka-encounter tayo ng problem, we still ask, what should I do? Okay? Who am I really in front of the Creator and in front of brothers and sisters? So for a long period of time, we never arrive at any satisfying answer to this question. Although sometimes merong mga answers na it seems to be it is already the answer, pero kung titignan natin, hindi siya applicable sa buhay natin. Okay? Iba pa rin yung nangyayari sa buhay natin. So these are the circumstances that we have, that we encounter along the way of our life. And these are the questions that up until this time, we are asking not only to ourselves, but even to others. And in order for us to really understand, okay, and give a clear answer to this one, it is very important to know what is the root principle of everything. Okay? And the reason why up until this time, hindi pa rin ganun ka-clear ang lahat na nangyari sa universe is because no one has really understood the very root principle by which humanity and the universe were originally created. Hanggang sa ngayon, hindi pa ganun ka-clear kung paano talaga nag-come up ang buong universe. Okay? Paano ba talaga na-create ang buong universe? Okay. Pagtanungin natin ng mga religious leaders, lagi lang sinasabi, basta nagkaroon ng lightning and then darkness, and doon nag-start. And then at the end, bumuo si God ng, nag-form siya from alabok, and then hinipa niya na buhay ang tao. That's still the way conventional religious leaders understand how the creation started. Okay? And kung pupunta naman tayo sa scientific understanding, okay, andyan na nga yung theory ng evolution na sabi nang galing tayo sa unggoy. Okay? Meron ba sa inyong naniwala nang galing tayo sa unggoy? Or do you agree? Okay.
No.
Yan. Diba? Kasi kung titignan natin, kung talaga nanggaling tayo sa unggoy, ang daming unggoy, bakit di nagiging tao? Okay? And isa pa, ang daming tao, pero bakit di nagiging unggoy? No? Does it make sense, brothers and sisters? Yeah. And then, sinasabi ngayon sa science, ng pinakamalapit daw na DNA sa tao ay walang iba kundi aso. Most especially sequence. Mas malapit siya sa aso. Kaya nga minsan, di ba, ang mga lalaki umihi sa pader kasi tama nga naman. Yeah? Merong characteristics na gano'n. Pero bakit ang daming aso, along the way, nagbabago ang panahon, ngunit hindi sila nagiging tao? Okay? Yan. Because the problem is, we really don't understand the original, how is the universe and humankind is being created. Parang ang presentation sa atin is everything is magic. Tama ba? By a click of a finger, let there be light. Nagkaroon ng light and darkness. Nagkaroon ng water and land. Parang ganun ang sinasabi. And then sinasabi naman ng mga science, merong missing link na hindi nila ma-explain kung paano nangyari yon. Kaya nga sa Big Bang Theory, bigla na lang nagkaroon ng explosion. From that explosion, nabuo ang life and the universe. Pero ano bang nag-initiate dun sa explosion na yon? Okay? So yan. So this is the issue that we have. No one has really understood the root principle by which humanity and the universe were originally created. And in order for us to have a deeper understanding into this one, it is really very important that we have to go back. Sino ba yung nag-create sa atin? Kasi pag sinabi nating root principle, dapat maintindihan natin muna sino ang gumawa. And alam ko naman lahat kayo naniniwala that we are created by God. Right? Aju?
Aju.
And because of the limitation of understanding the root principle, what we needed is, it is not enough to examine resultant reality. The fundamental question is that the causal reality. Okay? If we know that God is the one who created us, sino ba si God? Okay? Ano ba ang characteristics ni God? And how can we understand and feel and experience God's presence into our life? Okay? Kasi it's very important. Kasi kung titignan natin, kahit na ano mang gawin natin, kung hindi natin naintindihan yung pinaka-origin, yung cause of everything, still, kulang pa rin yung understanding natin sa result. Kaya nga, problems concerning human life and the universe cannot be solved without first understanding the nature of God. Okay? So ano ba yung nature ni God? That's the problem that we have. We know that God created us, pero ano ba yung characteristics ni God? Ano bang nature ni God? Okay? Yan. Eh, alam natin, sabi nga natin, basta si God na yon. Okay? And kung i-compare man natin sa sarili natin, lagi natin tinatanong, hindi ko pa nga nakita si God eh. Okay? Kasi up until this time, hindi talaga natin nakikita si God. Sad to say. Even feel and experience, it's not enough. Tama ba? Sabi nga, God is in our heart. Okay? Pero are we really practicing what should be the content of our heart? Yeah. So this is what we needed to understand first. We needed to go back to the Creator itself. And pag sinabi mo natin going back to the Creator, we have to understand what is the divine nature of invisible God. So even though God is invisible, we can understand His nature. And how can we do that? According to the book of Romans, sabi niya, Romans chapter 1 verse 20, one way to fathom His deity is by observing the universe which He created. Meaning, in order for us to understand, we have to look at the things that He created. Understand what is the common element that we can observe in everything that God created. From the unseen particles up to the complex human being. Bakit? Kasi sabi niya, everything in the created universe is a substantial manifestation of some quality of the Creator's invisible divine nature. Okay? Sabi nga natin, di ba, even sa science, hindi ka pwedeng mag-create ng wala sa'yo. Kung anong meron ka, yun yung gagawin mo. Tama ba? Aju? Halimbawa, gusto mo magsulat ng tula. Nakakatawa ang gusto mong isulat, pero ang state of heart mo is malungkot. Can you write a nakakatuwang tula with that? It's not, right? Because kung anong state mo, yun yung magbibigay ng inspiration for you to write kung ano ang content ng isusulat mo. So likewise, everything in the created universe is a substantial manifestation of some quality of the Creator's invisible divine nature. Katulad yan ng isang artist. Okay? Just as we can come to know the character of an artist through his works, so we can understand the nature of God by observing the diverse things of creation. Okay? So kahit wala na yung artist, alam natin na nag-exist yun because of his artwork, because of his work. And maintindihan natin ang character niya, nature niya, pagkatao niya, and even the content of his heart and everything in that artist through observing the things that he created. Tama ba? Does it give sense, brothers and sisters? And that is also the way how we can understand God, by observing the diverse things that He created in the whole universe. So if we will come to begin observing the natural world, these are the common elements that we can see in the natural world. Okay? Every entity, meron siyang dual characteristics of yang and yin. Okay? Yan yung ma-observe natin. Merong common element na makikita natin, and they possess a dual characteristics of yang and yin. And these dual characteristics of yang and yin, they are forming a reciprocal relationship within themselves and attracting other entities. Aju? Di ba? Kung titignan natin, merong interaction of positive and negative within an entity, and then kung alin ang mas stronger dun sa positive and negative within an entity, yun naman yung magiging avenue to be either attracted or to attract another entity outside the entity. And kung titignan natin, all of these things, they are forming a reciprocal relationship together. Aju? Kaya nga, di ba yung magnet, pagka positive at saka positive pole ng magnet, will they attract each other?
No.
No, right? They will separate. Pero pag positive or North Pole and South Pole, dun magkakaroon ng attraction. And pag nagkaroon ng attraction, nag-undergo sila ng relationship of reciprocity by combining the positive and negative within that pole. Aju? Yan. So yan yung makita natin. Kaya nga kung titignan natin, observe natin from atoms, plants, animals, and human being, katulad ng sa atom, it displays either a positive or negative valence or charge. And both of which, they are in a reciprocal relationship with each other. And from the reciprocal relationship of positive and negative in atom, diyan nagkakaroon ng presence of energy and attraction of another particles that will form either plants, animals, and other created being here on Earth. Katulad din ng plants, di ba? Plants propagate by means of stamen and pistil. Okay? Stamen and pistil are the two distinct positive and negative characteristics in plants. Okay? An animal multiply and maintain their species through the relationship between male and female. Diba? Kaya nga dumadami ang mga animals because of the harmonious relationship or reciprocal relationship between male and female. And finally, in human being, we can see either male or female, man or woman. Tama ba? Kaya nga, there are only two characteristics na create ni God in human being. That is man and woman. Okay? Masculine and feminine. Tama ba? And once masculine and feminine joined and combined together, nagkakaroon ng result. Nagkakaroon ng another created being. Pero pag nagsama ang parehong masculine, parehong feminine, what will happen? Will there be any creation na ma-create after that? Wala. But ang end point, if that will happen to us, extinction of human race will happen. Tama ba? Aju? Yan. So these are the common elements that we can see and the relationship of the two. They are in reciprocal relationship. They are in supporting and receiving and responding towards each other. Kaya kung titignan natin, a lifestyle of living for each other. Either the positive or the negative. And aside from the presence of positive and negative, we can see another set of dual characteristics. Nandiyan yung tinatawag na internal nature and external form. Kaya sabi niya dito, however, there is another and there is more fundamental pair of dual characteristics in reciprocal relationship. Na every entity possess both an outer form and an inner quality. Okay? Kaya nga, even within entity, meron siyang inner at saka outer form. Merong characteristics na hindi nakikita, and then meron ding characteristics na nakikita. Adyo po ba? Yan. And this is what we call the invisible outer form resembles the invisible inner quality, and the inner quality is called internal nature, and the outer form or shape is called external form. Since internal nature and external form refer to corresponding inner and outer aspect of the same entity, the internal form may also be understood as the second internal nature. Therefore, the internal nature and external form together constitute the dual characteristics. So aside from the positive and negative that we can clearly observe in two different entities, or even within entity, meron pa yung mas fundamental na very much visible in us. That is internal and external form. Okay? Now, internal cannot exist without external form, and then external form cannot develop without internal nature. And this is the fundamental set of dual characteristics that we have. That is present in every entity, whether visible creation or invisible creation. Tama ba? Aju? Yan. Kaya nga, kung titignan natin, i-isolate natin, kunin natin ang isang tao. Okay? Let us take human being as an example. A human being is composed of an outer form, the body, and the inner quality, the mind. Lahat ba tayo dito naniniwala na merong mind ang tao?
Yes.
Ang tanong, nakita nyo na ba ang mind ng tao? Di ba? Actually, nung nasa College of Medicine ako sa Fatima, sabi ko, nasaan ba dito yung mind? Kaya ang una kong binutas nun yung ulo, yung skull ng tao. Tapos tinanong ko yung professor ko, sir, nasaan ba dito yung mind? Ay, naku, Randy, para ka namang nagbibiro. Okay? Kasi pagka i-open mo yung skull, ang makikita mo is the brain. And even though i-microscope mo yon, makikita mo lang is puro mga taba. Pero yung interaction ng mind, hindi mo talaga makikita yon. Because it can only be expressed through the action of the body. Aju? Kaya nga sabi niya, mind is the internal nature and the body is the external form. Mind and body are two correlative aspects of the human being. Hence, the body may be understood as second mind. Together, they constitute the dual characteristics of a human being. Kasi kung titignan natin kung ano yung nasa mind natin, yun yung action na gagawin ng katawan. Katulad halimbawa, nailagay mo yung kamay mo sa mainit na kaldero. Anong sasabihin ng mind mo?
Mainit.
Mainit. Tapos, anong i-command niya? Di ba? Tanggalin mo yung kamay mo. In a split of a seconds, yun yung command na papunta dun sa mind, sa hand mo. Tapos after that, mag-react yung katawan based on the direction of the mind. Okay? So similarly, all being exists through the reciprocal relationship between their dual characteristics of internal nature and external form. So everything, okay, most especially in human being, okay, it is important na makita natin yung harmonious and reciprocal relationship between the dual characteristics of internal nature through the mind and the body. Aju? Kaya nga, kung titignan natin, yun yung pinapractice natin every day. Proper relationship of mind and body. Okay? Harmonious relationship of mind and body. Ang tanong, saan to nagmula? Bigla na lang bang dumating to sa atin? Bigla na lang bang nag-exist to sa atin? Or it comes from somebody else? Katulad yan ng physical feature natin. Even yung the way we relate with others. Bigla na lang bang nag-exist yun sa atin? Or namana natin sa magulang natin? What do you think, brothers and sisters? Ha? Putok sa buho ba yung pangyari na yon? Bigla na lang nag-arise sa atin? Actually, it's not. Diba? We inherited from our parents. From the one who created us physically. Tama po ba? Does it make sense? So likewise with the whole universe. Okay? Everything did not just come in a magic, but it comes from an origin. Okay? And sinong origin ng lahat ng mga to? Diba walang iba kundi si God. Kaya nga we call God as the first cause, ultimate reality, the origin of the whole universe. Okay? So the first cause must also possess dual characteristics of internal nature and external form, which stand in the position of subject partner to the internal nature and external form of all being. Ibig sabihin, yung original internal nature nung first cause, nung origin ni God, it is the subject to all the internal nature and external form of all being in the entity that as the result of the created being. Okay? And we call this first cause of the universe no other than God, ultimate reality, the origin. Ano pa ba? Depende kung anong religion, kung anong tradition tayo. But in Christianity, we commonly name it as God. And we call God's internal nature and external form the original internal nature and original external form. Kaya nga, di ba, sa science, yung characteristics natin, yung pagkatao natin na na-inherit natin through our DNA, saan nanggaling yon? Coming from the original DNA. And that is the characteristics of our parents. And ganun din sa atin. Yung characteristic natin as entity, ito naman yung na-inherit natin from the Creator, the one who created us. And ang tawag natin doon is original internal nature and original external form. Kaya kung titignan natin, it is only natural to surmise that God, the first cause of all things, also exists based on the reciprocal relationship between His dual characteristics of Yang and Yin. Okay? Yang and Yin and original Yang and Yin and original internal nature and original external form. All of these things, they are in perfect reciprocal relationship, or what we call harmonious relationship towards each other. One is in the position of subject, one is in the position of object. But both of which, they are exercising a lifestyle of living for the sake of each other. Tama ba? Kasi yun lang yung way in order for us to respond or in order for us to practice a reciprocal relationship with each other. Pero pag isipin na nabubuhay ako para sa sarili ko, that will stop the flow of relationship. Tama po ba? Does it make sense, brothers and sisters? And that is the characteristics of the two, that is the relationship of the two characteristics in the whole universe that we have inherited from the Creator. Kaya nga kung titignan natin, okay, mismong yung characteristics ni God, this is what we can see. Okay? What is the relationship between the dual characteristics of internal nature and external form and the dual characteristics of Yang and Yin? So if we will try to observe all entities, ang makikita natin is they are in reciprocal relationship. Tama ba? Kasi pag hindi magkaroon ng reciprocal relationship, there is a reaction na it's not good reaction. And then meron din siyang hindi magandang result. Right? So if that is happening to every entity, okay, how much more to God as the origin? Kaya sabi niya dito, God's original internal nature and original external form each contain the mutual relationship of original Yang and original Yin. Therefore, original Yang and original Yin are attributes of original internal nature and original external form. And they are both in reciprocal or mutual harmonious relationship with each other. Ganon din sa mind and body natin, di ba? And even our feeling, nakadepende rin sa state of relationship ng mind and body natin. Tama ba? Adyo po ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng negative feeling pag ang body natin is negative din ang acceptance dun sa environment natin. Nagkakaroon tayo ng positive feeling pagka positive din yung interaction natin sa environment. Adyo? And that is also likewise with God as the origin. They are in mutual and reciprocal relationship of internal nature and external form. Original internal nature and original external form. And both, nandoon yung attributes ng original Yang and original Yin for both in original internal nature and original external form. Kaya nga kung titignan natin, as the root, as the causal reality, we can therefore conclude that God is the subject in whom the dual characteristics of original internal nature and original external form are in perfect harmony. Okay? Doon natin makikita yung harmonious relationship ng original internal nature and original external form. And pag i-practice din natin yon, ano mangyari? We are inheriting the same characteristics. And we are following the pattern of the relationship of original internal nature and original external form na tinatawag nating harmonious relationship. And aside from that, at the same time, God is the harmonious union of masculinity and femininity, which manifests the qualities of original internal nature and original external form respectively. Kaya nga, kung titignan natin, masculine and feminine are meant for each other. Right? The completion of feminine characteristics is through a harmonious relationship with masculine. And vice versa. Masasabi lang na babae ka kung meron kang counterpart na lalaki. And lalaki ka kung meron ka ring counterpart na babae. Tama ba? Aju?
Aju.
Sa mga babae nandito, okay? 'Di ba? Mapapatunayan na you are feminine if nagkaroon ka ng nakapag-give birth ka. Although that's the controversy na ano yun? Yung nagkaroon ng controversy between Soto at saka si Vice Ganda. Ma-remember niyo 'yun? Pero kung titignan natin, okay? The fulfillment of a woman is pagka nagkaroon ng anak coming from a man. Okay? And ang men naman, fulfillment of becoming a man is nagkaroon ka ng anak na pinanganak ng babae. Tama po ba? Does it make sense, brothers and sisters? Yan. Kaya nga, yun yung characteristics ni God. Harmonious union. Kaya what we needed is to practice the same thing. Harmonious union of masculinity and femininity, and that manifests the quality of original internal nature and original external form, respectively. Kasi ang man is just half of God's personality, women is another half. And when men and women join together, dun lang magkaroon ng complete harmony si God in substance here on earth. Kaya nga sinasabi niya pag kinasal, di ba? When two become one. And what we are carrying is just half of the personality of the result of the union of masculine and feminine. And also, in relation to the universe, God is the subject partner having the qualities of internal nature and masculinity. Therefore, in recognition of God's position as the internal and masculine subject partner, we call him our Father. Kaya nga, nung tinuruan tayo ni Jesus Christ how we should pray, sabi niya, this is how you should pray, our Father. Because God is in the masculine position, in the subject position, in the position of the one that gives us opportunity. Ang role natin is to respond to God. Tama po ba? Aju no aju? Yeah. Ganun din. Even into our parents, as children, our position is to respond towards our parents. Para sa ganun magkaroon ng harmonious relationship between parent and child. So that is God, our relationship to God. Okay? And that is the characteristics of God that we needed to understand. Kaya nga kung titignan natin, kung isama rin natin lahat, centering on the universe, God is the invisible subject partner and the universe as a whole is a substantial object partner to God. We are God's object partner. And in accordance with the principle of creation, God's dual characteristics manifests itself symbolically or in image as individual embodiment of truth which constitute the whole universe. Okay? Yan. Kaya kung makita natin, based on the principle of creation, the whole universe is meron siyang characteristics na image centering on human being, and the rest of creation is the symbol. Okay? And since individual and embodiment of truth are all substantial object partners to God, resembling his original internal nature and original external form, they each possess within themselves both internal nature and external form, and likewise both yang and yin. Aju? Kaya nga, kung titignan natin, while we are living here in the universe, we needed to relate with our environment. We cannot live without our environment. And our environment cannot develop without us as well. So that proves that we are in a reciprocal relationship with everything in the whole universe. We are created as the image, man and woman to be the image of God, and the rest of the creation is the symbol of God, possessing both characteristics of internal nature and external form, with an attributes of positive and negative both in image and in symbol. Aju? So this is what we can see. This is what we can observe throughout the universe. Kaya we cannot say na tao lang ako, hindi ako pwedeng maging katulad ni God. Because Jesus Christ said 2,000 years ago, hindi na sinabi na you can become perfect. Ang sinabi niya is, you must be perfect. It is a mandatory command that we must perfect the harmonious relationship of the dual characteristics, the two sets of dual characteristics, so that we can inherit God's character and nature. So this is the relationship of the creation and the creator. We are the substantial manifestation of the creator, either in image and symbol. And how we can come into relationship with each other. Okay? The ways for us to relate with each other is following the harmonious relationship through a center. Okay? Hindi tayo pwede mag-relate na sa atin lang. We needed a central figure. We needed a focal point. Tama ba? Okay? Kaya kung titignan natin in section 2, we will be studying universal prime energy, give and take action, and the four position foundation. And let's start with the universal prime energy. God, the creator of all things, is absolute reality, eternal, self-existent, and transcendent of time and space. That is the nature and characteristics of God. Tama po ba? And the fundamental energy of God is also eternal, self-existence, and absolute. Kaya nga, kung titignan natin, the energy that is present in the whole universe is eternal, self-existent, and absolute. And also, it transcends time and space. Tama ba? Aju?
Aju.
Sino nag-aral ng physics dito? Sinong graduate ng physics? Di ba? Sinasabi nga natin is either energy cannot be destroyed, but it can only what? It can only be redeveloped. Hindi nawawala ang energy sa atin. Kaya nga kahit buong maghapon ka magtrabaho, hindi nawawala yung energy. Nalilesen lang yung energy at pag nag-rest ka na ulit, nadadagdagan ulit yung energy. Pero pag totally nawala na yung energy sa'yo, what will happen to you? Yun na yung sinasabi natin na clinically dead. Kaya mangyari, you will be sent 6 feet below the ground. Dati yun, pero ngayon is naka-apartment na daw. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Di po ba? And kung titignan natin, yung fundamental energy of the universe, it is the origin of all energies. And as origin of all energies, it allows the created being to exist. And this is what we call the universal prime energy. Okay? Kasi kung titignan natin, ang energy ni God is napakalakas that we cannot accept. Kaya nga, pag lumapit tayo sa sun, dahil malakas masyadong energy ng sun, what will happen to us? Matutunaw tayo, right? Kaya anong ginawa ni God? Nagbigay siya ng minimal energy that we can handle within us. And that energy is present in our mitochondria na siya nagbibigay ng buhay sa cell natin in order for us to move and act in accordance to the maintenance and continuous relationship with others and within our self. And that is the presence of fundamental energy of God in us. The minimal energy that is existing in order for us to move and exist. Okay? Yan. Yan yung ginagawa ng universal prime energy. Kaya centering on that energy, okay, it will allow us to work together. And within entity, okay, Sabi nga niya dito, through the agency of universal prime energy, the subject and object element of every entity form a common base and enter into an interaction. Okay? This interaction in turn generate all the forces the entity needs to exist, multiply, and act. Okay? Kaya nga kung titignan natin, through the agency of universal prime energy, the minimal energy present in us. Okay? Yun yung nagbibigay ng connection sa atin so that the subject and objective element in us will harmoniously relate with each other and work in accordance to the maintenance of our existence, either to multiply or even up. Kaya tingnan nyo, pag kumain kayo, anong sasabihin ng mind nyo? Maganda pagka-control. Pero pag hindi na control, anong sasabihin ng mind? Sumusobra na. Kaya anong nagiging result? Nagre-react yung katawan natin. Either sumasakit or nakakaramdam tayo ng kabusugan. Tama ba? Aju no aju? Kasi pagka naramdaman natin na busog na tayo, bloated na tayo, dinagdagan pa natin, ano mangyari? Hindi na tayo nag-follow sa proper interaction of subject and object. That means we did not follow the command or the relationship that is being given by universal prime energy. Ang result, mabubuhay pa kaya tayo? Pwede naman tayo mabuhay, di ba? Kasi kung may takbo tayo sa ospital. Pero kung malayo sa atin yung ospital o hindi tayo pinalad, sad to say, maaga ang graduation natin. Tapos magkaroon tayo ng, ano yun, plaque of appreciation na marmol. No? And then maalala ka na lang tuwing mahal na araw. Kung maalala ka pa. No? Yeah. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang ginagawa ng universal prime energy is to make balance of the relationship between the subject and object element in order for the subject and object element to move and exist and act in accordance to the calling of the universal prime energy or the origin. Aju? And once the interaction of subject and object partner or subject and objective element follows the direction of the origin centering on the universal prime energy, that's the time na magkaroon ng magandang result. And magkaroon ng union of which, and then dun magkakaroon ng proper interaction and it will lead us towards happiness. Tama po ba? Aju? And the process in which out of God, the origin, the two entities are separately manifested and reunited in oneness is called the origin, division, union, action. So, ibig sabihin, pag nagkaroon ng magandang relasyon yung subject and object partner as the division of the origin, ma-recognize natin na meron tayong origin. And then, meron ding result and then merong responsibility. Aju?
Aju.
Pero paano pag hindi nag-unite yung subjective and objective partner? What will happen? Can we recognize origin? Actually, no. Kaya nga, pagka nagka-problema tayo, di ba? Ano nangyari? Okay? Pag masaya tayo, hindi natin naalala si God. Pero pag nagka-problema tayo, doon lang natin naalala. Bakit? Kasi nag-react yung katawan natin. That they are not in a proper subjective and objective position. Aju? Tama po ba? Yeah. Kaya kung titignan natin, pag sinabi natin three objective purposes within entities or with following the direction of the origin, ito mangyari. So any of the four positions resulting from the origin, division, union, action, namely the origin, subject, partner, and object partner, and their union may assume the position of subject, partner, engage the other three as its object partners, forming a communion of the three object partners. Yan. So communion of the three object partners, give and take action, and three object purposes. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Okay? Pagka nagkaroon na ng proper interaction yung subject and object, nagkaroon ng perfect and continuous practice of harmonious relationship, and then nagkaroon ng magandang result, doon tayo natutuwa na continuously doing it. Tama ba? Aju no aju? And at the same time, pagka nagkaroon ng result, Even the result ng union natin yon, pagka nakakitaan natin ng opportunity to learn from the result, shall we look at them as an enemy? Ganun ba tingin natin? Or it is a pride for us na ito yung resulta ko? Nakuha niyo, brothers and sisters, yung ibig kong sabihin? Halimbawa, sa trabaho mo, okay, nag-unite ang mind and body mo, tapos nagkaroon ng magandang result, na-appreciate ka ngayon ng boss mo. Pag na-appreciate ka ng boss mo, tigil ka na ba sa pagtrabaho? Or you have to improve more? You have to improve more, right? And pag nakita yung improvement mo, tinitignan ka ba ng kaaway ng boss mo, or it's an opportunity for them to learn also from you? And that is the natural reaction, right? And even as, pag may magbigay ng suggestion sa atin, instead na titignan natin as an enemy, titignan natin as opportunity to enhance and develop our work. Adyo po ba? So ganun din. And that is the practical application of the three object purposes. Kaya nga kung titignan natin, what we needed to do is to learn from each other. Look at the opportunity of how we can learn from each other. Hindi porke ako yung lecturer, ako na lang yung tama. No. Meron din kayong may contribute na I can enhance more myself and I can learn more. And once this interaction will go to a process of give and take action, okay, we can live together in harmony. And hindi na importante kung sino ang lecturer, sino ang listener dito. But both of us, the most important is we can learn together and we can make a better result together. Adyo po ba?
Adyo.
Kaya yun yung, kaya nga lagi sinabi ni Ate Dulce kanina, even si Celine sabi niya, in this seminar, it is not always, okay, na yung lecturer lang ang tama. We needed to contribute as well. Kaya nga, Divine Principle online study series of the Divine Principle. Okay? So when each of the four then act as the subject partner and enters into give and take with each other three, they fulfill three object purposes. Kaya makikita natin magkaroon na ng purpose ang bawat isa. Hindi na lang yung nakasentro lang sa isa yung purpose. But because we are contributing towards the development of each other, nagkakaroon tayo ng value sa bawat isa. Adyo? And that is the three object purposes. Meron tayong purpose, meron tayong reason why we exist for each other. Yun yung sinasabi dito. And ultimately, magkaroon ng formation ng origin, the subject partner, and object partner. And then when the projected from the origin and their union all fulfill the three object purpose, and ultimately the four position foundation is established. Okay? Yan. So pag nagkaroon na ng interaction of harmonious relationship from the origin and the result, plus the subject and object partner, manifesting the harmonious relationship of subject and object partner from the origin, okay? Meaning, magkaroon na ng establishment of four position foundation. Iisa lang yung makita na relationship. Although iba-iba, but they are all in reciprocal and harmonious relationship with each other. And that is the four position foundation. Na pag sinabi nating four position foundation, it is the root principle of the three stages. Origin, division, union. Okay? And because it involves the three stages of God, husband and wife, and children. Okay? Yan. Kaya nga nag-create siya ng man and woman. Okay? Man cannot live alone and woman cannot live alone. Men and women should meet together in accordance to practicing or substantializing the harmonious relationship of masculine and feminine of God's personality. And their children, it will not only be the children of the husband and wife, but it will become the what? Multiplication of the characteristics of the origin. And also the multiplication of the characteristics of the division of the subject and object. Aju? Yeah. And it is also the root of number 12 because each of the 4 takes on the 3 object partners. 12 object partners are created. Yeah. Okay? Root of number 12. Okay? Kasi pagka nagkaroon ng proper interaction, okay, yung 3 times 4, magkaroon ng 12. Kasi 12, 3 objects plus 4 na mag-interact into 3 object purposes. So that is the total number of 12. 12 object partners are created. And yan yung proper interaction na we needed to develop. Kaya nga sabi ni Father, di ba? 12 relationship we must know how to overcome so that we can make ourselves to become a well-rounded personality or well-rounded person. And also, it is the fundamental foundation of goodness, and it is the realization of God's purpose of creation. Okay? Yan. Bakit siya naging foundation of goodness? Kasi kung titignan natin, pag nag-unite ang mind and body mo centering on holistic purpose, what will happen? Can you fight against each other? Or that's the time that you can accept and understand your relationship with each other. Okay? Yeah. And we all know that the 3 great blessings na nasa Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 can only be realized through the 4-position foundation. Making myself, centering on the mind and body, complete unity, inheriting the harmonious relationship of the dual characteristics of God, and then I can become a person of goodness. Kasi ang nagiging subject is our heart. Aju? And also, it is the fundamental foundation for the life of all being, providing all the forces necessary for their existence. And kung titingnan natin, the 4-position foundation is God's eternal purpose of creation. Ito yung eternal purpose ni God. Na yung 4-position foundation ma-establish substantially on earth, and then it will be multiplied from generation to generation. Kaya nga, even within the family, the relationship of husband and wife is very important. That they should be in reciprocal relationship, substantializing the relationship of the dual characteristics of God. And pag yun ang nakita ng mga anak, anong mamanahin ng mga anak? It is also the reciprocal relationship of both husband and wife. So children can respect either man or woman. Aju po ba? Yeah.
Aju.
Kaya that is the foundation of God's eternal purpose of creation. So ang tanong ngayon, what is the purpose why God created the universe? Okay? So kung titignan natin, it is recorded in the Bible, centering on Genesis chapter 1 verse 4 to 31, that after God completed each day of creation, anong expression ni God? He saw that it was good. Okay? And pag nag-express ka ng good, anong ibig sabihin nun? Di ba? Feeling satisfied. Tama ba?
Yes.
And don't you know that after na-create ni God ang tao, hindi lang good ang sinabi niya? Ang sinabi niya, it is very good. So anong ibig sabihin nun? Yung utmost joy, nung nag-create niya ang tao, dun naramdaman ni God. Okay? Yan. So this suggests that God wanted His creation to become His object partner, embodying goodness, so that He will take delight in them. Kaya nga, after that, di ba, everything is good. Kaya anong sabi ni God after 6 days, anong sinabi ni God? Binigyan niya ng blessing si Adam and Eve, and after that, God rested. So the creation is perfectly created. And the whole creation is created to be good. Tama ba? Aju?
Aju. Aju.
Kaya kung tinignan natin, whether we like it or not, ang pinaka-purpose ni God kung bakit siya nag-create is for Him to experience joy. Tama ba? bakit tayo gumagawa ng something na sinasabi natin na this is my masterpiece? Bakit tayo gumagawa ng ganon? Para ba maging malungkot? Actually, no. It is for us to experience joy. So God created human being as the final step in creating the universe. He created them in His image, in the likeness of His internal nature and external form, and gave them the sensibility to all feelings and emotion. After the creation, God blessed Adam and Eve. Nasabi niya, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the creation. After na na-create niya ang lahat ng creation, perfecting the creation of human being, God gave Adam and Eve the blessing na be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion. And it is being written in Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. And then after that, God has rested. Nang iniisip ni God nung binigay niya yun is Adam and Eve will constantly develop four-position foundation with God, individually and substantially through the relationship of Adam and Eve. And ultimately, had Adam and Eve obeyed these three blessings and built the kingdom of heaven, there is no doubt that God would have felt the greatest joy as His sons and daughters rejoice in the world of His ideal. Okay? And ultimately, the ultimate purpose of the universe with human being as its center is to return joy to God. So, ibig sabihin, kung create tayo ni God for Him to experience joy, ang responsibility natin is to respond joy to God. Tama po ba? Hindi sorrow dapat ang ibigay natin sa Creator. Likened to our parents. Okay? The very purpose why our parents created us is for them to experience joy. Kaya, do we have the right to give headaches to our parents? Kung titignan natin based on this, wala tayong right to do that. Tama po ba? Our right is to give opportunity to let them experience joy and happiness. And how can we do that? We can only do by following the purposes that we have. Kasi kung titignan natin, every entity have dual purpose. Meron tayong tinatawag na purpose for the whole, and that is the internal nature, and purpose for the individual centering on the external form. Yeah. Diba? Yung mind natin is always thinking for the whole purpose, pero yung physical body natin always thinking for individual purpose. And the right pattern of relationship is the whole purpose is the subject and the individual purpose is the object. Tama ba? Aju?
Aju.
Kaya kung titignan natin ang buhay natin, bago natin maisip yung sarili natin, ano mo nang gagawin natin? We have to give first. We have to share first. Bago tayo mag-enjoy, magbigay muna tayo. Tama ba?
Yes po. Tama.
Isang halimbawa niyan, ito. Pag gutom na gutom ka, kakain ka na ba agad? Pag gutom na gutom ka? Hindi, di ba? Unang-una is, hanapin mo muna yung pagkain. Pag nahanap mo yung pagkain, lalantakan mo na ba yung pagkain? Hindi, kunin mo muna, right? Ilagay mo muna sa lagayan. And then after that, dun mo na ma-enjoy kumain. Tama ba? So anong ginawa natin? We have shared first. We have given first. And then after that, we enjoy. Ganon din sa pagluluto, di ba? Sino sa inyo nagluluto? Di ba? Pag nagluluto ka, di ba? Anong una mong gagawin? Di ba? Pagsilbihan mo muna lahat ng lulutuin mo. And then pag ininvest mo yung heart mo dun sa liluto mo, binantayan mo yon kahit meron kang ibang ginagawa, yung mind mo nandoon at lagi mong chinecheck. Tututong kaya yung linuto mo? Kung kanin yung linuto mo, magiging tutong kaya hanggang sa ibabaw?
Hindi po.
And ano mangyari? You will enjoy eating it. So in the universe, okay, the purpose of every entity, meron siyang dual purpose, but both of which is fulfilling whole purpose and individual purpose. And subject among them is no other than full purpose. Okay? Kaya nga, pag laging sarili ang inisip natin, napukonsensya tayo. Tama ba? Does it make sense? Pero pag iniisip natin yung iba, inuuna natin yung iba, and then susunod yung sarili natin, what will happen? We can feel at ease. Aju? And that is the
Aju.
pattern of the relationship of the purposive in terms of our relationship together. So in God's ideal, there cannot be any individual purpose which does not support the whole purpose. Nor can there be any whole purpose that does not guarantee the interest of individual purpose. Kaya nga kung titignan natin kanina, di ba? Anong lifestyle ang ipapractice ng both subject and object? It is live for the sake of each other. Pag one will violate that lifestyle, what will happen? There will be a contradiction. And there will be a contradiction even the purpose within us. Okay? Kaya nagkakaroon ng problem. And the infinite variety of being in the universe from one vast organic body interwoven by this dual purpose. So we are all part of the whole purpose and the interaction of the whole purpose and the individual purpose. We all play the same role of the whole purpose and individual purpose in a proper subjective and objective purpose through our internal nature and external form. So all entities possess this purpose. Okay? Have this direction of fulfilling the whole purpose as a subject and individual purpose as an object. Kaya nga sabi ni Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago, seek ye first God's kingdom and His righteousness, and everything will be added unto you. Aju? Yan. Kaya sabi din ni Father, a lifestyle of living for the sake of others that will guarantee that instead of looking at the differences, we can enjoy learning together. Aju po ba? Yan. Kasi kung titignan natin, create tayo ni God for Him to experience joy and ultimate joy and happiness. Create niya tayo as His object partner. Kasi kung titignan natin, observe natin, we have what we call internal nature and external form. Likewise, with the whole universe, every entity, meron din siyang internal nature and external form. Meron tayong subject partner, meron din tayong object partner. And our object partner stimulates us and help us to feel our own internal nature and external form, whether intangible or substantial. Kaya nga, pag lumabas ka, tumatawa ka mag-isa, tinanong ka, bakit ka tumatawa? Wala lang, tumawa lang ako. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Anong tingin sa'yo ng mga tao? Di ba? Masabi nila, naku, baka kalalabas lang sa mental to. Pero pag sinabi mo, tumatawa ako kasi naalala ko, based dito sa nakita ko ngayon, parang nakita ko to before. So it reminds me something else. So merong reason bakit ka tumatawa. So hindi ka takas sa mental. Tama ba? Aju?
Oh, Aju.
So ganun din si God. When He created the whole universe, hindi pwedeng maging masaya lang si God na walang object partner. Kaya create niya ang tao. And nung create niya ang tao meron tayong responsibility na dapat natin gawin. Kaya sabi niya dito, God filled the fullness of joy when He is stimulated by His substantial object partner to feel His original internal nature and original external form together. Okay? Yeah. And when the kingdom of heaven is realized through the fulfillment of the three great blessings and the establishment of the four-position foundation, it becomes the good object partner that gives joy to God. Kaya sinabi ni God, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion. Ibig sabihin, i-embody nyo muna personally within yourself the three great blessings. Ano yon? Embody muna yung lifestyle of living for the sake of others within individual and then practicing it by relating with others, with our co-human being. And then after that, relating with the environment. Kaya kung titignan natin, yung three great blessings na nasa Genesis 1:28 is the formation of substantial four-position foundation within individual and our relationship of interaction properly with each other and at the same time with our environment. Kaya sabi niya dito, the key to God's first blessing is the perfection of individual character. And pag sinabi nating individual character is individual's mind and body are discrete projection and object partner of God's dual characteristics. In order for an individual to perfect his character, he must form an individual four-position foundation whereby his mind and body become one individual through give and take action with God as the center of the relationship of mind and body. Kaya nga sinabi natin kanina, di ba? Sino ba yung mag-govern sa relationship ng mind and body or internal and external? It is no other than the universal prime energy. Aju? Para sa magkaroon ng balance. And in us, centering on our connection to God, dun naman magkaroon ng proper relationship ang mind and body natin. And pag na-practice natin yung proper harmonious relationship of mind and body, we seek first holistic purpose more than individual purpose, and we enjoy practicing holistic purpose, and then naturally individual purpose will be realized. Aju? Yan. Kaya nga kung titignan natin, sino ang mas mature? Bibigyan ko kayo, sino ang mas mature? Yung 80 years old na sarili lang iniisip o yung 5 years old na always nagbibigay sa kapwa? Sino ang mas mature?
5 years old.
Bakit?
5 years old.
Bakit yung 5 years old?
Na-practice na po yung living for the sake of others.
Ha? Na-practice at na-embody niya yung living for the sake of others. Kaya nga, lagi natin sinasabi, di ba? Pag yung 80 years old is ayaw pa rin isipin ang kapwa, sabi naman, napaka-immature naman ng matandang to. Tama po ba? Ibig sabihin, the gauge of maturity, the perfection of our individuality is not by age, but it is our capacity to embrace everything and to live for higher purpose. Aju? And yun yung muna nating embody within us, and that will be a preparation for us to interact properly with each other. Kasi pag sinabi nating second blessing, in fulfilling God's second blessing, individually perfected Adam and Eve should construct a God-centered family four-position foundation by joining in loving oneness as husband and wife and raising children. Okay? Kaya nga, di ba sinabi niya, pagka nag-attend kayo ng kasal, ang pinagsama ng Diyos, kailanman hindi mapaghiwalay ni naman kahit na kamatayan. Tama po ba? Pero sad to say, pag nangako na mag-asawa, in sickness and good health, in richer and poorer, till death do us part. And pag actual na, nandoon na, ano nangyari? Nangako, till death do us part, hindi pa nga namamatay, napapalitan na kuminsan. Aju? And in our Christian concept, ang sinasabi natin is, pag mag-asawa ka, pag namatay kayo, pagdating nyo sa kabilang buhay, hindi nyo kilala ang isa't isa. Minsan sabi nga, magkapatid. Pero very clear, sinabi niya, ang pinagsama ng Diyos, kailanman hindi mapaghiwalay ni naman kahit na kamatayan. Kaya nga, when two become one. You are not one, you are not two anymore, but you are one. Okay? Kaya iwanan mo yung parents mo and live with your partner together. And work harmoniously. And that is the second blessing. Perfection of or substantialization of relationship of harmonious relationship of masculine and feminine in God's personality. Through substantial relationship of Adam and Eve as husband and wife. Nang sa ganun, ang matutunan ng mga anak is also a harmonious relationship with each other as brothers and sisters, and when they go out to the family, they can respect elders and they can know how to relate properly with their classmates. And that is the second blessing. Perfection of the family or substantialization of God's harmonious relationship of masculine and feminine through Adam and Eve. Aju? And that is the second blessing. And once we value each other, can we destroy the environment? Okay? We cannot. Because God's third blessing means the perfection of human beings' dominion. Pag sinabi nating dominion, hindi lang yung pag-aari mo yan. But you have to think that you are not the only owner, but you can take care of it for the next generation. Okay? And dominion over the natural world. For this, a God-centered four-position foundation of dominion must be established through human being and the natural world becoming completely one. So pag sinabi nating third blessing, okay, it is the result of our valuing each other as a human being. Okay? Kasi pag na-value natin ang bawat isa, we can protect the environment and we can also develop our environment for the sake of the next generation. Tama po ba? Hindi yung abusuhin natin kasi kailangan natin. But first and foremost, we have to think of others first. Aju? Yeah. So that is the ultimate purpose of the creation. Inheriting the dual characteristics, the harmonious relationship of the dual characteristics of God, the two sets of dual characteristics of God within individual, and practice a lifestyle of living for others. And then after that, actualize it through relating with each other by, instead of looking at our differences when we get married, looking at our opportunity of how we can raise each other to become a good husband and wife, and multiplying it to our children, and ultimately preserving the environment for each other and for the next generation. Aju? And that is the three great blessings. And once we can realize that, we can embody that. Okay? Adam and Eve, in the very beginning, Adam and Eve should be the first and foremost who will be proclaimed as the true parents of humankind. And all children will be the children of Adam and Eve. And if all children of Adam and Eve will inherit the same harmonious relationship, hindi sana nagpatayan si Cain at saka si Abel. But all of them, they should live in harmony together and realize the kingdom of heaven here on earth. So had God's purpose of creation been realized in this way, an ideal world without even a trace of sin would have been established on earth. And we call this world the kingdom of heaven on earth. And in the kingdom of heaven, God's direction will be conveyed to all his children through the true parents of humankind, guiding everyone to live as one, allowing us to experience that we are all brothers and sisters under the parenthood of God. Kaya nga sabi ni Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago, this is how you should pray, how we should pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as well as in heaven. So with that, I hope that we can understand who we are and what are the different characteristics that we have in relation to God, and how we can live in accordance to God's purpose through fulfilling our portion of responsibility. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.